Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. I'm sorry, because I don't like to kick a man while he's down, okay? And that's essentially what we're about to do.
Yeah.
But Chandler was terrible. It was a really, by the way, Paddy was fantastic, so I'm not taking away from Paddy. But Chandler, the striking was uneducated. He was just swinging. Yeah, he got the takedown in round one. Didn't do anything with it. Other than that, didn't do a thing. He was absolutely exhausted by the time he got to the second round. And Paddy was just in the flow state. Paddy was having fun, hitting with flying knees, going on the attack, kicks, took him down, just butchered him on the ground, held position to position, mount, smacking down, landing elbows. At one point, there was that shot, and Chandler's like this, looking up to him with his face covered in blood, and Paddy's just having a field day. And I think a lot of that was down to the fact that he was just so exhausted. I mean, it was a really, really bad night for Michael Chandler.
Yeah, it was not good. And Paddy delivered. He has arrived, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We picked him, right? We kind of had that feeling going into it that we really, dude, he is strong, man. I mean, he came in here in effing shape.
Look at that. Oh, they're nasty elbows, man.
6 elbows that he was landing. Great stoppage. He beat the brakes off of him. And I got to say, I love the calf kick that Paddy's throwing. He's still a little stiff with his boxing, but he's clearly powerful enough to get the respect from a guy like Chandler right off the bat. The knee up the middle was just beautiful timing. That split him open. That was kind of the beginning of the end, I think, for that. But he landed some big punches too, landed some good jabs. And then the grappling. He used his striking to get the respect and then ultimately just smashed him where he's at his best and had big call outs. Really took control inside of that cage, man. I really think the biggest winner for me of the night was Paddy Pimblett.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, listen, you know, Paddy's had a lot of criticism over the years, and it all comes from that close fight that he had with Jared Gordon, okay? Yeah. Because other than that, there's not been anything to criticize. It was a close one. It could have gone either way. Maybe Jared Gordon should have got it, but who cares? Paddy doesn't control the judges, and then afterwards, you know, he was very confident and he was dismissive that maybe he lost, and it turned people away. So what? Listen, when you're in the moment, I've done it myself. When you're in the moment, you feel like you won, adrenaline's flowing through you, you know, you're hyped up, you're like, you everybody, and you know, maybe you don't come off the best. You can't deny what he's done. He's now, what is it, 7-0 in the UFC now, and he just destroyed Michael Chandler. And yes, Michael Chandler, okay, he's almost 38, or he is 38 years old. Yes, now he's lost 5 of his last 7, but nobody beat him the way that Paddy did. Not Charles Oliveira, not Dustin Poirier, not Justin Gage. Look at that knee there, and then he runs over on the attack, stalking him, the striking far improved, and just absolutely fearless the way that he was going at him. So listen, he deserves all of the credit, all of the respect that he's getting, all of the attention, because there is only massive things. And in the past as well, final thought before I hand it over, he never really wanted to call people out, okay? Yeah. He was very careful not to do that. Well, now that he's in the super deep end of the lightweight division, he doesn't just call out one person, he calls out everybody. Justin, Dustin, Charles Oliveira, Arman Sarukian just attacked everybody and said, basically, give me the best guy other than the champion. If you can't respect that, hey, listen, you've got to respect that. There's nobody can argue with that.
And I think there's something to be said about waiting to do those things until the moment is right. You can call these guys out when you're 2-0 in the UFC and nobody gives a shit. Not that you're not talented, not that people don't want to watch you, but they're unrealistic. If you're only a couple fights in and you're calling for the champ or you're calling for the number 5 ranked guy in the world, you're not going to get it. But when you go and beat Michael Chandler the way you did on a big pay-per-view like that, and then you have those names on the tip of your tongue, those are the right things to do. That is the right time.
Who would you like to fight next?
Anyone in the top 4, top 5. I want that world title. All laugh all you want and say I'll never be champ. Just like you said, I'll never get ranked. I'll never be on the top 10. But what now? You gang of mushrooms.
And listen, He's absolutely right, because there was criticism. And maybe in the past when he was struggling with other guys and he was beating people like Luigi Vendramini, and then the narrative is, well, the lightweight division, whoa, you got all those really good guys up there at the top. It seemed a long way off.
Yeah.
But not now. He's right there.
You can only beat the guys that are put in front of you at the time, right? And Paddy, he beat them. Some were close, some weren't. He got some finishes. That's how it should be in the UFC. Right?
Hold on. He finished them all quite easily, other than Jared Gordon, to be fair. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
no, yeah. And a decision with Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
But
still,
what you were saying, sorry.
You're winning. Yeah, you just win those fights. You win those fights, and then finally, now you get that microphone. You're getting interviewed by Joe Rogan on a big pay-per-view, and you start calling these guys out. He's going to get somebody like that. He deserves it. And people have been criticizing, the UFC doesn't have enough star power. Well, here you go. This is a guy that you can get behind. This is a guy they've wanted to get behind, and he's still winning fights, and he's beating ranked opponent now. So give him one of those fights. Give Charles. I'd love to see him in Charles fight.
It's living up to the moment. He did take his time. He did kind of potentially get a little bit groomed along the way and have some not favorable, but easier matchups. But still, those easier matchups, there's still people in the UFC. There's still people that are going to work their ass off because they've got an opportunity to make a name off Paddy. So they're not necessarily, they're still beating other people. Jordan Levitt's had plenty of wins in the UFC. Granted, not a big name, shall we say, like a Charles Oliveira, but still having a successful run. So they weren't easy matchups, if you know what I'm saying. But now he's lived up to all the hype, all the shit talk that he said along the way. He did it. Fair play to him. And you know what? To be honest, I couldn't be happier for the kid, because when you go out there and have performances like that and they're entertaining and he finishes him and then he rocks it on the microphone, there is only going to be blockbuster stuff. All right, today's episode is sponsored by Brunt Workwear. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. But Brunt Workwear finally ended that trade-off, designing boots that withstand the toughest job sites while feeling as comfortable as your favorite sneakers. Now, these might be the most comfortable work boots on the planet, but they also deliver real performance on the job. Whether you need waterproof, safety toe, or soft toe, pull on or lace up, they have got you covered. And they're so confident that these boots will blow you away. They will even let you try it on the job risk-free. I'm telling you, these things look really nice. They sent some to me. They sent some to Felder. If you need work boots from the building site, they've got you covered. If you just want more of a rugged look, you want to wear some nice boots with some cargo pants, they have got you covered. And Brunt isn't just about work boots. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs, from heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets. Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Brunt didn't just make a durable work boot. They reinvented comfort for the hardest workers out there. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt by using code BELIEVE at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com, use the code BELIEVE and you're all set. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that the Believe You Me podcast sent them. bruntworkwear.com, code BELIEVE for $10 off.